My last video was a thrift haul. We went to the red, white, and blue thrift store, and then we found a bunch of items. Some I was able to wear as is, but then we have a pile of clothes here. Oops. And these are all the items that we're going to be making alterations on today. Hello and welcome. My name is Bianca, and this is a place to inspire and to be inspired. I love all things crafting and creating on a budget. So out of these items, 3 of them are denim, and then 2 of them are just other materials. This cotton nightgown, I want to turn it into a 2-piece pajama set. This dress was one of my favorites from my thrift haul. It is Old Navy, it's stretch denim, and it has this really pretty high neckline with the zipper that goes all the way down the front. I love this, and I'm really excited to alter this. This one is like a denim maxi skirt. It has this really pretty texture on it, and then it has like this stretchy smocked waistline. I think that's what it's called. It's just a little bit too big, so I'm going to take it in on the side so that it fits a little bit more snug. And I always save all of my scrap fabric because there's always something I can do with it or use it for. This denim dress I thought was really pretty, but I want to cut it right here and then just use the top portion as a denim button down. I always get inspired by your suggestions, and on my last thrift video when I was talking about this dress, someone suggested that I could make it into a vest. I love that idea. It would definitely be a bit of a challenge for me to do that, but I figured while I'm at the craft store, maybe I'll look at the patterns, and if I find a really cute vest pattern, I'll buy it. And then we can turn this into a vest. For the denim, sometimes I will use a dark navy thread. Sometimes I will use like a golden brown. I actually ran out of the golden brown that I usually use for denim during my last denim project. So before we get started, I think I'm going to go to the craft store and get some thread that I can use for these denim projects. And the machine that I use for the majority of my projects is the Singer Fashion Mate. I think it's a great beginner-friendly sewing machine, and it is linked in my Amazon storefront down below. And for a more professional finish, I have the Singer Professional 5 Serger. I do use this for a lot of my projects, but the majority of my projects, when I'm showing you guys, I can just do it on this. And then if I feel like the piece needs some more reinforcement, I can go ahead and serge the sides just so that it can withstand more washes, and it makes it a little bit more durable in my opinion. Also, the serger is really great for doing hemlines and rolled hems and things like that. You don't necessarily need a serger. I think it's a great investment to make the pieces last longer. But you can definitely do almost everything that I do with my pieces with a regular sewing machine. And today's little beverage of choice is my Celsius. I try not to drink these very often. I usually just drink half, and then I'll save the other half for another day, even though by then the carbonation is usually gone. I almost didn't get that vest pattern because it was 19 something, basically $20, and I decided I'll just get it anyway, but when I was checking out, it was only $4.99. So, $5. There must have been a sale that I just was oblivious to. I almost forgot though, in one of my last alterations video, this was supposed to be included in it, and then I didn't have time to finish it, so we're actually going to work on this one first. I think for this one, we only needed to take in the waist a little bit and then possibly the length. So we'll try this on and then take a look. So I think my original plan for this skirt was to have it a little bit more high-waisted and then just have it fit a bit more snug. But I kind of like how the waist fits when it drops to my hips here as more of like a low to mid-rise skirt. Obviously, though, I would have to take it in a little bit because it just comes out a little bit too wide for me here. And then I think lengthwise, if I took it to here, so like at my fingertips when my hands are down, like mid-thigh. So I'm just gonna mark this length with a couple clips. I'm trying to keep a little extra length in the back because I don't want it to ride up in the back. Okay, so here's our skirt. We're just going to turn it inside out now. Whoa, I don't know how I just now noticed that this had tags on it still. $29. So this is basically where I would want to hem it. I'm just going to add some extra clips. My bobbin is white because I don't have a bobbin for this color. Instead of threading a new bobbin with this, I'm going to be lazy, and I'm just going to make sure that the top thread is on the top part of my fabric. here is what that hemline looks like completed. And then this is the other side, but I'm not really worried about fraying. And here's the finished result of the altered corduroy skirt. I think it's perfect. I like the length of the back. It's not too short. And I love where it sits on my hips. It's like the perfect mid-low rise-ish. It's just below my belly button, so I guess it's more of a mid-rise, whereas low-rise would be like lower on the hips. But going from high-waisted everything to this definitely feels low-rise. And I paired it with some chunky black flip-flops and then my black off-the-shoulder long sleeve and my cute little thrifted green leather bag that I got a few videos back. I also feel like this would look really good with a little belt, but let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I needed to throw my hair up to show you guys this one because I feel like the neckline is such an important part of this dress. Here's what she looks like on. If I'm just standing still and not moving around, you can't tell that there's just a lot of extra fabric here at the middle. I know a lot of people are gonna like it just the way that it is, but it is a stretch denim and I just feel like it would look a lot better if it was more form-fitted. So off of my waist, if I pinch each side, I think that it would sit where I wanted. And if it's about a pinch on each side, for me that's about 1 inch. And also the armpit is a little bit loose, so I just want to take it in maybe 1/2 inch on each armpit. And once we do the alterations, I think I'll be happy with the length of this dress. I don't think I will need to take anything off. I kind of like it where it is, especially with the higher neckline and then the zipper. I feel like this dress has a more elegant shape to it. So 4 inches down from this dart is where my smallest point is going to start, and I want to take it in about 1 inch. And now we can just sew along the line that we made. I don't even have words. I love this dress so much. It fits perfectly now, and I think it looks really good with my little thrifted bag and then my new sunglasses. And now that it's more form-fitted around the waist, I just feel like it's perfect. There's nothing else I would change about this. Honestly though, I'm a little bit stumped on what shoes I should wear with this. I feel like I could wear my chunky flip-flops and give it more of that 90s aesthetic, but it might also look good with boots. Let me know what you guys think. Next, we're gonna work on this denim maxi skirt. And I love how flowy this is, so I wanna keep most of this fabric at the bottom, but I do need to take in the waist. I think I'm gonna make a seam straight down the back and then take it off from the back this way. This way I'll have one bigger panel of fabric instead of 2 small slivers from the sides. I feel like this will be a lot more likely to get reused in another project. So I'm gonna put this on backwards so that the back is in the front. And this is really stretchy and I want it to be pretty snug around my waist. So I'm gonna take off a little bit extra just so that it's nice and snug. I think about here is good. So I'm just going to take my marker and I'm going to make a line on each side where I want them to meet. And now I'm just gonna sew along this here, and I'm going to take off less as we get to the bottom here. I think this is officially one of my favorite alterations videos. So far, all 3 of these pieces that I've done, I love them so much and I can see myself wearing them all the time. I think the back is just so seamless, you can't even tell where I sewed it. And I just paired it with my chunky Doc Marten dupes, my little Amazon faux suede bag, and then this top is also from Amazon. It has the open back. I am truly obsessed with this skirt. Our next one is going to be a thrift flip. I want to take this nightgown and I want to cut it to make this top portion a little tank top, and then use the extra fabric here to make a pair of elastic shorts. I don't personally wear nightgowns, but I would wear a 2-piece pajama set, so that's what we're gonna do with this. I'm gonna use this tank top as a reference for length, and I'm gonna cut it about 1/2 inch below this so that I have room to hem it. And all we're gonna do for the top is we're going to hem the bottom about 1/4 inch and then sew along the perimeter. now for this bottom portion, I'm going to be using this pattern that I got off of Etsy. It's by Bratty Francine. It was for the boxer shorts. And I did alter this a little bit to fit me better. In order to make this pattern work with the fabric that I have, the front panel of the shorts will have these little ruffles here. And then on the back panel, it'll have some of these ruffles up at the band. Now we can take a front panel and a back panel. And since I'm using a pattern for the shorts, we're just gonna follow the instructions. I've made these so many times that I know what pieces go together, but when you buy the pattern off of Etsy, it does give you instructions on how to do everything. But I need to change out my thread first. We'll do white. And now the majority of our shorts are finished. This is going to be the front of the shorts, and then this will be the back. And all we have left to do is add in the elastic. So we're going to turn them inside out and then fold it under, just thick enough to get this elastic through. And once we get our elastic through, now we can just attach these pieces together and then sew up that little opening that we had here to weave it through. You can't tell me this is not adorable, especially for someone who doesn't wear nightgowns. Turning it into a two-piece pajama set. If I wanted to, I could wear this little pajama top with sweatpants, or I could wear these little boxer shorts with a different top or a t-shirt. And here's the 360 of how the shorts turned out. I think they're super cute, and I like how girly the little ruffle sleeves are too. And up next on today's agenda is going to be working on this denim dress. I think we'll do the easy part first, which is just cutting it in half and then hemming it to make a button-down top. It already has this band here in the middle, and I think if I cut just below it and then fold it under, this band here will just look like the hemline. And then this bottom portion, I got that pattern for the vest. I haven't cut it out yet to see if I even have enough fabric, but we'll work on the top part first. And we're just going to take this extra fabric here and we're going to fold it under and then sew right along this. And that way this will look like the new hemline. I don't think you would ever know that this used to be a denim dress. And the main thing that I attribute that to is this band that was in the middle, because this looks like an intentional hemline. Without this finished looking hemline, I don't think it would look as purposeful, kind of like the older one that I did. I made this one in a previous video, but I didn't use the original hemline, so you can kind of tell it just looks unfinished. So luckily this one had that band in the middle that we were able to use. Buying a tangible pattern from the craft store is very similar to printing out a digital pattern. You're just going to cut it out according to your size. So these are the two pieces that we're going to need to make the vest. I'm going to need two of these, and then this one needs to be cut on the fold right here. Or if I need to, I can just make two of these and then attach them together in the middle. I folded these pieces over and then clipped them so that later on, if I do want to make these longer, I can. And I folded them both up about the same so that this part where the armpit connects, it's the same length. And I'm thinking maybe to make this work, instead of having this slanting down in the front, what if I folded this up and then each side of the front panel came down to like a point like this. Okay, I moved some things around, and I think this back part, I'm just going to make two separate panels using these and then attach them together. And then for the front panels, I'm going to use this, but I just barely miss right here. So I think if I seam rip this and then unfold it, it may give me a little extra space up at the shoulder. Okay, now let's see if we fold this out. Is it enough? Okay, so I think we can barely make this work. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting these out and then we can attach them together. So this is going to be the back piece, and we need to attach these two pieces together. So we're going to put the good sides together like this, and then do a straight seam down. And then once this is attached, we can go around and we can hem all of the armholes, the neck, and then attach the shoulders and the sides.
Spotted on the red carpet, Jenny Humphrey on the arm of the Red Baron.
And this is the finished product for our little vest that we tried to make out of the leftover fabric. Would I prefer it to be longer? Yes. But since I bought that pattern, now I have it for future projects. And I didn't cut any length off of the pattern, I just folded it to make it work with the fabric we had left over. So I think I did the best I could with what I was working with, and I just made a little tie front out of the leftover scrap fabric. From that denim dress, I truly used every bit of scrap fabric that I could, and I think it was utilized pretty well. And I paired it with this white flowy skirt and a chunky belt. I think for this dress, I'm going to do a full video where I show you guys in detail how I upcycle this. I think I'm going to use the fabric for a new project, and I'm thinking something like this. And these tops would definitely be a bit more intricate. So I think this will be in a video all on its own where I just show you guys in detail how I turn this into something like one of these. So that is it for today's video, and until next week, bye!